The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gaz, an orc barbarian, sworn protector of the Caliban frontier.
I'm Konnor Shenold. I play Konnor with a K, Kobold Sorcerer who's a continuous thorn in the Empire's side.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Zonimus Dinar, a paladin of dusk, using vengeance as a tool to protect the ones I love.
I'm Kiri Hester. I play Poppy Tea Leaf, the halfling desert druid determined to save the wild places from the ambitions of civilization.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Mockerin Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer finding his true family as revealed by the secrets of the frontier.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Caliban Frontier. High in the skies, above the battlefield, two dragons swirl around one another, the sound of their roars and clashes echoing throughout the obsidian wastes. Thundercrack is stronger than Nightmare, bigger. Nightmare is faster. He darts and weaves through the clouds, each pass trying to get hold of her, trying to get his teeth around the collar in order to free her from her bindings. Gunships take aim in equal measure at the dragons as they do to the ground, trying to assist Thundercrack in triumphing over Nightmare. However, a few figures get into a longboat. A dwarf at the helm, several black dragonborn and several gnolls, all following the lead of a rider on a Pegasus. Eopix takes a boarding party and moves towards one of the airships, intent upon bringing at least one down. In the courtyard, your struggle continues as well. Battling against Cimarron is taking everything. The heat of the flames sears your flesh, sweat rolling down the backs of your necks. Two keys are in your possession. The golden feather, held by Zonimus. The blazing ruby, held by Konnor. And inside, a wall of flames surrounding the altar, attempting to protect it from your efforts. Mockerin and Poppy. Mockerin, you stand before the iron bell, reaching out to grasp it, to take it into your possession. Poppy, you have just geysered yourself into this ring of fire and basically smacking against the pillar that holds the Mother's Cauldron. So it likely won't be long before you have the objects of Cimarron's defeat in your hands. But the Dread Lord still stands, and he looks at you all with contempt.
Mortal creatures. You believe you will prevail, but I think not.
And we will start with Zonimus. It is your turn, my friend.
I don't know if you can hear me in here, Wiley. You betrayed everyone in the beginning who stood beside you. You betrayed those close to you who wanted to build something with you. To what end? Now we're here at the end and you face the ultimate betrayal. I know this is not going your way. I know this is not the end that you saw. This is not what you wanted.
I'm gonna hold my hand up with a feather in it and look at it. What is it? What's happening?
So the feather itself, you see it gleaming, and you can feel it reach out to you energetically, inviting you.
I'm gonna use the action
Alright.
to let it attune.
So you choose to attune to the feather. Grasping it again, you feel kind of almost that ribbon of energy going down your arm as you attune to the feather, and you gain the following benefits. You now have a fly speed of 30 feet. You have resistance to lightning damage. You can understand Orin, and you feel as if you spent an action, you could instantly transport yourself to the plane of air.
I'll hold my hand up, and as the feather glows and reaches its apex and then slowly fades, I'll stand a little bit taller, and I will turn the feathered hand towards what has to be Poppy. And if I'm right, I know where she is. And I say, your redemption, your end lies here, one way or another. And I will use my second action to dump 60 hit points into myself. From my lay hands, saving 5 left over if they're needed. 1 for each of you.
Go ahead and give me another persuasion check at advantage.
20.
You see within this fiery inferno on the astral, this signature of Cimarron, you start to see the secondary form within it pulsate, and the two begin this struggle, this dance for who has control. And outside of the astral, Gaz, Konnor, you two are, I would say, probably the closest and the ones who are paying the most attention who actually see this. You see, and it's a moment as there's this look of realization, and as quickly as it appears, it gets consumed by the heat, but you see a tear roll down Wiley's cheek, and you just hear a soft, Zani. But just as quickly, it seems as if Cimarron re-exerts control, but you got through.
And that's my turn. Thank you.
All right.
Yay.
Gaz.
Gaz, realizing that he cannot take the heat very much longer.
He's gonna get out of the kitchen.
Let's say, speaking of, let's give you some fire damage.
You're still on fire.
You are still on fire. 13 points.
Reduced by 6. Since Wiley Cimarron's last turn, he took an opportunity attack at Konnor. I am going to feel free to run away from him without worrying about an opportunity attack. And I'm going to run south to where I dropped my backpack, my flame sword, and my shield. I have a speed of 40, and I'm hasted, so 80.
Yeah, you can conceivably go and do that.
Sliding down, bonus action, drop my rage, pulling out my hunting rifle, aiming, and firing.
Okay. Ooh. At who?
Cimarron.
Cimarron, okay.
Because I am hasted, I'll get 2 attacks.
Is your hunting rifle magical?
It is not.
Okay,
No.
so make your first shot.
But it'll be a 14.
Try to shoot him again.
Go ahead, go again.
20 non-natural.
We'll hit.
Oh, yeah. A 2 and a 1. 5.
So he takes it, but it's not quite as effective as you would have hoped. So 5 points reduced to 2.
Fire twice. I have dropped my rage. That's my turn.
So after Gaz would be Sima Wiley. You're in the astral.
Yes.
Talking to his soul.
Talking to his soul. I've got these two back here who are about to grab the other two. You see him calling forth arcane energy, and a storm cloud begins to kick up over the courtyard.
And Mokrin's gonna try to shut that down with a counterspell.
Roll, because this is a 7th level spell.
Okie dokie. Come on. Let's do a dice. It's a 12 plus my spell attack bonus. So that makes us total of a 17.
That is what you needed.
Yay, SUA dice!
Yeah, Mokrin, you sense the arcane energy beginning to swirl behind you. You look back, look up,
I've seen Poppy do this before.
reach forward into the weave, and cancel out the spell. So Cimarron looks to you with rage burning in his eyes. You might not live to regret that. Konnor.
I need to place myself that a spell that is a 60-foot cone will hit as many of our enemies as possible within me moving 30 feet.
What's the spell?
Prismatic Spray.
So you wouldn't be able to get the fire elemental that is next to the air pillar, but I do think moving kind of 30 feet to the west, you could basically get a line with Cimarron and the other fire elemental, but not get Gaz and and Zonimus is in the astral, so he's a non-issue.
Okay, so I need them to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Cimarron gets a 26.
So he saves, he'll still take half. Don't go on to the next one just yet.
Okay.
Because each color is a different damage.
I'm at least going to roll the save.
Yeah.
But I will hold on to that number. Okay.
Okay, so I rolled a 3, so he's going to take 10d6 lightning damage.
Okay.
36 lightning damage, halved to 18.
18, okay.
And the fire elemental is going to take 10d6 cold damage. What did he get?
He failed.
He is going to take 40 cold damage.
Come on!
Woo! Yeah. Just curiosity, how is both of them looking?
Cimarron is bloodied. The elemental closer to the door, which is closer to Gaz currently, is also bloodied.
Okay.
Is that all for you?
Yes.
All right. So Cimarron, for his legendary action...
It was almost my turn.
I know, I'm so sorry. Cimarron looks to Makran, who you just counterspelled him, and you are also right next to one of the keys. Actually, you are just out of range. Poppy is in range. And you are also next
Very close.
to...
I'm standing next to it. I don't have my hand on it, but I'm next to it.
So he might look at the dwarf, sees that you're too far out of range, looks to the halfling. Constitution saving throw, please.
It's only a 16.
Okay, yeah, that fails. You need a 21 or better.
Yeah.
So, 60 points of fire damage.
As a reaction, I'm going to cast Absorb Elements and choose fire. So I'm going to take half of that. So down to 30.
And then you are ignited. So until you take an action to douse yourself, you get 3d6 worth of fire damage.
That's fine.
At the start of your turns. And that will be Cimarron's legendary actions for this round. The fire elementals get to go now. So, since Cimarron just went after you, this fire elemental to the north is going to move to Makran and 2 touch attacks. The first one will be 23.
Oh, it just hits.
Okay. And then the second one will be a 24.
And that also hits.
24 points of fire damage total.
Okay.
And you are still on fire. The second fire elemental is going to move up to Gaz. 2 touch attacks for Gaz. A 25.
25 hits.
And a 23.
Hits.
12 points of fire. And 9 on the second.
So 21 total reduced to 10. Because I'm fire resistant.
Bonus action, Gaz has my Stone Aegis.
Okay.
So I can teleport to him and I get a free attack on the fire elemental.
Nice. And you
Which will be with the hammer.
take the hammer and you take the earth key with you because
Yes,
we're carrying
because
it.
I have it. I've held on
He
to
had
it.
a hand on it.
And I'm going to cash in 5 fate chips for a natural 20 on this attack. A total of 16, but then halves back to 8.
So that was the end of the fire elemental's turn. Poppy,
I'm going to scoop the cauldron. I'm going to take my fire damage.
take your fire damage. 11 points.
Okay. Ooh, until the start of my next turn. So 11 have to 5. Absorb elements last until my next turn, which is this now.
So yes, so it would be halved.
Yes. and then I will scoop the cauldron.
Okay. You take hold of the Mother's Cauldron. And again, you feel that same spiraling energy going down your hands and your arms as you attune to it.
And I think about strong and beloved.
You gain the following benefits. A swim speed of up to 30 feet.
Which is good because remember, Poppy can't swim.
Yeah.
You gain resistance to cold damage. You can understand Aquan, and you feel like you could, in an instant, travel to the plane of water. That is your action. Do you want to move? Do you want to stay where you're at?
I would like to.
You are within 10 feet of the wall.
But here's the dill pickle. I can't get without 10 feet of the wall without going through the wall. And the wall will do damage. Does the wall do more damage if I go through it than if I stand next to it?
Does the same. You have to make the same deck save.
You might as well walk through it then.
Where would you like to go?
I would like to exit to the east.
So give me a dexterity saving throw, DC 21.
That's an @1, but guess who's a halfling?
Yay!
15.
Okay, so that fails. Be 25 points of fire damage.
So then my bonus action, because I have not used a bonus action yet. Let's do a 4th level healing word. So that gives me 18, which gets me back up to 43.
Nice. Is that all for
Still
you?
on fire, but yes.
All right. Makran. And a D10 for you, Makran. 10 points of fire damage.
Makran's going to use his action to attune to the iron bell of the earth element.
All right. You gain the following benefits. You have tremor sense out to 60 feet. You gain resistance to poison damage. You can understand Terran, and you feel as though you could instantly travel to the plane of Earth.
All right. So that is going to be my action, and then as an interaction, I'm going to pull out a potion. Just pop it off the belt.
So, you have claimed the 4 keys. You have attuned to them. Now, it is a question of how to get blood.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
You have gained the 4 elemental keys. Makrin, you hold the iron bell. Zonimus, you carry the golden feather. Poppy, you hold the mother's cauldron. Konnor, you have the blazing ruby. You have 4 of the 5 things you need to successfully complete the ritual to seal Cimarron away. The only thing you lack is his blood. Top of the round. Zonimus, you're up.
Remembering that Konnor had grabbed one of the keys right before I grabbed mine, and being able to easily recognize Poppy when I'm in here, I can only assume that she and Makrin have made their way to the pillars somehow through the wall of fire, retrieved their items, and have rejoined the fight. So I will now slightly furl my cloak and step back into this plane. And I will lean in towards Wiley, raise my sword over my head, and when I've locked eyes with him, it's not too late, old friend. And I will fly up and backward 15 feet, almost as though I'm facing the middle of the ring of fire, and I'll stretch a hand down to Wiley.
Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
Nat 20.
Yes!
And when I extend my hand, I give that knowing smirk to Wiley that I always gave him when I acted like I wasn't armed to the bank teller.
Being back in the physical, you can now see his expressions. You can see what he looks like. It's not the man you knew in there, but as you speak, you do see him come forward again, and this time you see Cimarron physically lurch forward, having to rest on the glaive to keep himself upright for a moment, and trying to hold himself back and pushing forward and holding back and pushing forward and holding back, and it causes the ring of fire to drop.
Yes!
As his concentration is broken, as he's having to focus on this internal struggle. And you just hear,
"Boy, I was willing to let you remain. Now I see I should have destroyed you when I had the chance."
And he will not be able to take a legendary action this turn.
For my full action, I will float up, kind of leaning my body towards the center of the ring of fire. The ring of fire has fallen. I'm extending a hand down to Wiley, and I'm going to say, I take the air of his breath, and then one more time, loudly for all, saying it now to Cimarron. I take the air of his breath.
All right, roll me 4d10.
31.
All right, you do 31 points of damage to him.
And then just to punctuate a period on the end there, I am going to say, Makrin!
Yeah.
And then I'm going to start saying it again.
Gaz, you're up.
Gaz had thought about taking a potion of healing, but he is going to forego that. He is going to run towards...
You would take an opportunity attack?
from the fire element.
Okay.
That is, but I'm going to bonus action rage before I do that. So bonus action rage.
And the touch attack would only have been a 9, so...
He misses, I dodge out of the way.
Okay, and the fire damage, because you're still on fire.
No, still on fire.
Would be 5.
Half 2. Okay.
Run up to him.
And I have bonus action rage. My muzzle comes out as I appear to be able to bite him. But I'm not doing that right now. I'm attacking with my +1 longsword. 27 to hit.
27 will hit.
12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
22 to hit.
Will hit.
14 points of slashing damage. 23 to hit.
Will hit.
for 10 points of slashing damage. 28 to hit.
Will hit.
For 11 points of slashing damage. And then add on to that 12 points.
12 points for rage.
Yes.
Thank you. And how many hits was it?
That was 4 hits.
4 hits? Okay.
I'm going down.
So, 64 points of fire.
Reduced to 32. I fall unconscious. But I don't. Because I'm an orc. I am up with 1 hit point.
Yes.
But he's still on fire.
I have 1 hit point as I stand drenched in his blood.
So, his turn. There's an annoying orc behind him. So he's going to swing at you with the glaive. 30.
That hits.
9 points slashing.
9 points of slashing. But because I'm a barbarian, I have Relentless Rage.
Yes!
If you drop to 0 hit points, you don't die outright, can make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. 12. I am back up with 1 hit point.
He swings at you. You're refusing to go down. However, I did forget the fire aura. You are within his fire aura. So you just take fire damage.
Yeah.
20.
Okay, reduced to 10, but that is still, I'm unconscious, but I still get Relentless Rage. The DC now goes up to 15.
Okay.
24. I'm up with 1 hit point. By the way, that goes up to 20 next time that happens, so.
Well, at this point, he does kind of see you as a non-threat. And you do see, just due to his magic, so you are 15 feet up, he rises to meet you.
Okay.
Reaction, maybe before he does that, Stone Aegis is in effect. So Mokrin's gonna teleport next to him and swing with a hammer. And do a little thunder wave with that. Probably not, it's gonna be a 14.
No.
And I'm right next to Gaz now.
He rises to meet you and will make a glaive attack against you.
Can I ask, do I get an opportunity attack?
Yes, you may.
Fabulous.
Sweet.
Do you get an opportunity attack?
I do. I'm with my bite. I'm
Okay.
going to bite him with a 26 to hit. And that is a D8. 11 points of piercing, and I get 4 hit points.
Okay, but you lose 15.
So I took another damage. I'm now back down to 0. So DC 20, con save. 21.
Oh my gosh!
I am back to 1 hit point.
Okay, he rises to meet you and will make a glaive attack against you. 27.
Hits.
12 points slashing, 23 points fire. That is it for him. Konnor.
Okay. So, hearing Zonimus start off the ritual and knowing that Mokrin is next, I am going to hold my action to channel the energy from this until Mokrin is able to.
All right, held action. Like
Yes.
it? Okay, so then we will move right along. It would be the fire elemental. He approaches Gaz and Mokrin. 1 touch attack to Gaz. You have 14?
14 misses.
Okay, so he will attempt to reach out and touch you again, since you look the worst of the 2. Modified 20.
Modified 20 hits.
11 points of fire.
I am down to 0. Again, DC 25.
Oh my goodness.
What do you have to roll to get a 25?
I have to roll a 17.
Okay.
Doable.
Yes, it is. 19.
Yes!
And I cannot do that again. That's DC 30.
No.
The other fire elemental is going to come up to you, Konnor, and reach out with 2 touch attacks. But you're immune to fire, so you will actually take no damage. So that is it for my fire elementals. Poppy, you're up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to look at Konnor because I know Konnor has to go before me. I'm going to hold my action for when Konnor does his part of the skit. I will do my part of the ceremony. However, let me ask you a question. Can I hold my action but do a bonus action spell specifically?
I will allow it.
We're going to do bonus action spell.
And what spell are you casting?
I'm casting Healing Word. I rolled really bad on D&D Beyond. I'm casting it at 6th level. Gaz, you get 17.
Oh, thank you.
And then I'm looking at Konnor. I'm waiting, and I will take my fire damage now, please.
9 points.
Okay, that is my turn.
Mokrin, let's give you your fire damage. 9 points.
We're still all right. Mokrin, having grabbed onto the iron bell, the energy swirled down around his forearm. He's utilized his stone aegis to teleport. He's never felt more connected to the earth in his entire life. And he says, I take the earth of your bones.
Roll me 4d10.
33 points of damage.
That is your action.
And then as an interaction, can I hand Gaz the potion that's in my hand?
You can hold it out.
Okay, and then I hold out the potion of superior healing that's in my hand.
You say you're part of the ritual. You hold out the potion for Gaz to take. Konnor, you're held action now.
Channeling the energy from this ruby, I speak the words. I take the fire of his passions.
Roll me 4d10.
That's only going to be 22.
Every time you speak a part of the spell seems to damage him more and more and weaken him more and more and more. Poppy, you're up.
I hold my little cauldron and I feel the water of she who weeps tears in the great mother river. I imagine myself like a mermaid on a rock with a wave crashing behind me. And I say, I take the waters of his soul.
Roll me 4d10.
Only 18.
The energy in this courtyard is swirling. Cimarron has been severely weakened by your efforts, but he's not down just quite yet.
Red Dirt D&D, Tales from the Caliban Frontier is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Mokran Stone Shaper, Johnny Payne as Zonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, Konnor Shenold as Konnor the Kobold, and I'm Michael Cross as Gaz. Special thanks to our Silver Star Paladin patron, Shenanigans Unplugged. Our theme music was created by the Cinemagician PJ Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of TabletopAudio.com, Sirenscape, and Monument Studios. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at RedDirtDND.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/RedDirtDND. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban Frontier.
Fire twice, I have dropped my rage. And I am now
So
feeling
vulnerable.
about as useless as an awakened possum.
Son of
So
You
much-
have made an enemy.
Some lines you just don't cross. Michael Cross.
Hundreds of miles away in shade. He just screams in possum rage.
The stress
He's not awakened yet.
in a different way.
He's not awakened for 5 more years.
This is true.
You don't know that.
But this little possum is not quite awakened yet. Goes, I'll show him.
I'll show
I'm gonna be a
him.
mighty fighter one day.
So Cimarron looks to you with rage burning in his eyes. You might not live to regret that.
And Mokran says, "Bring it!"
Oh gosh.
with his 4 on his wisdom check.
I wasn't expecting Mokran to be the one that
Of course
dies.
it's Mokran.
But, you know.
It could happen. It's still early. What's the spell?
Prismatic spray.
Rainbows. You're going to kill them with rainbows.
My gay
yeah.
pride comes through.
It does double damage if you're homophobic.
Which, it's Cimarron. Of course he's homophobic.
And you feel like you could, in an instant, travel to the plane of water.
Rad. Guys, I'm basically a mermaid.
More like a minute. Because you're SM all, small.
Baby mermaid. If I transport myself to the plane of water, would that put out the flames?
How are you going to get back?
But getting back might be the problem.
It doesn't say that you can get back. It's just that you can
Then it's not my problem anymore. Just
Can
run
you-
away.
Can you breathe water, though?
She yeets herself to the plane of water and just stays there. And then hopefully the Empire of the Eternal Flame will never come to the plane of water because it's the plane of water.
They're scared of it.
She just appears there and goes,
It's like when cartoons get their butt on fire and then they sit in a puddle.
yes.
I'm going to pull out a potion. Just pop it off the belt.
He just wants to hold it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll allow
does
that.
this all
He does this all the time.
Gonna run around with a healing potion and never drink it because it takes an
Do you
action.
remember the Pegasus?
I remember now.
It's like, I'm going to drink this. Oh, Zonimus, I got to get it to him. Oh, where the hell did he go?
All right.
It's probably the same bottle.
I am back up with 1 hit point.
Why won't you die?
That's the whole point of a barbarian.
I love this game so much.
You're refusing to go down, however.
Can I say,
You could fake it.
I can do this all day.
At this point, he does kind of see you as a non-threat.
Insulting.
Come on. What is you talking about? I'm just fine.
I didn't hear no bell.
I didn't hear no bell.
I'm with you, Ash.
Ding, ding.
And I get 4 hit points.
Okay, but you lose 15.
Worth it?
Can I be attached to him?
It would be the fire elemental. He
I
approaches.
got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
I made the kobold too powerful.
Sorry.
It's my own fault.
See, when Konnor takes 10 minutes on a turn, it's because he's rolling 1,000,000 dice for damage.
I know.
You roll all at once?
But I love the sound
Well,
of that.
it's because his little
My
dice
little
tower
dice
can't
tower
do
doesn't do that.
can't do bulk.
It does a great job.
It does what it needs to do.
No.
I need to get you some Kimberly Cross mini dice from Game HQ.
Yes.
Oh, come on, dice.
Cold damage. He's so cold. He's like that guy that lives in Florida that goes to Michigan on vacation and it's 60 and he's like, why is it so cold?
And the Michigan.
And the Michigan's like, it's 60 degrees. We're going to go to the lake today.
The Michiganians.
This is a great time to mention all of our sponsors.
Yeah, sorry.
SDW Gaming provides all of our wonderful dice, and if you need wonderful dice, you can contact him at sdwaygaming.com. It's also a good time to mention, the wonderful dice towers and dice trays as provided by Pro Laser Cuts. That's
Laser and Cuts with a Z. Pro Laser Cuts.